It's Jessie, baby. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Jessie Simmons. Catch me on the next episode on Straight Facts, brought to you by Currency ENT and BIA Media.
Hey, facts. Get it again. You already know. So the cut.
Zobrigante. Been a while, but we here now. And we got today Jessie Simmons, Afro-Caribbean artist. Welcome back for the second time. Gonna talk us about her new album called AMONI.
Which is fire.
Fire, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't got it, you're disrespecting your sound waves. You're disrespecting your sound system. You do not like music, my friend.
Hey.
You don't want to have a good vibe. You're not listening to good music.
Big facts.
And that's what it is.
AMONI.
AMONI.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
Go ahead.
So hey, you know what? Congratulations on your new album.
Thank you.
Heard a couple of tracks. It was amazing.
Thank you.
How does this project, showcase your growth and evolution as a Caribbean artist since the last time that we spoke?
Yeah, so last time I came here, I was still trying to finish the album. This album is just a testament of Afro-Caribbean music can be international. It could be shared with the wider audience. A lot has changed for me since, a lot of things that I did not know, but overall this project has really showcased a lot of growth in my personal and professional life. And as well, just like entering a new chapter in my life where I'm able to, say that I can be one of the pioneers that is like pushing to have Haitian music into reach new boundaries. Reach not boundaries, no.
No, it is boundaries.
It is boundaries?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So
It's
so just
definitely
reach new audience and everything.
Yeah, you're trying to, have more people tune into that type of music, which is great, right? We need that for the culture.
Yes.
So it's definitely much appreciated. Since that type of music is such rich in diversity and tapestry in general, can you tell us certain elements that you had to incorporate in your new album to create that unique and authentic sound? Because hey, that was sounding different. I'm telling
you.
Yeah.
That
you got some gems in this.
Thank you.
You got some gems in this
album. Definitely my goal. I wanted my supporters to really get to know me as an artist. Because I feel like singles, it's like easy to just say, okay, I like the song, you want to move on. But I really wanted my first project to make a statement of who I am as an artist and how, for the last 10 years of my life, how much I've grown as an artist, and also just, putting a lot of my personal life into these music so like people can actually like relate to it as well. What else? Like I had to, also become a bit vulnerable, like letting people into my space so we can collab, create new music. That was a different experience for me. I had good and bad experience overall, like collaborating with other people. And as well, just like because I'm versatile. Yeah. So it's like, and that's why I like label myself as an Afro-Caribbean artist, because like there's the zouk, there's the compa, but I mixed that with R&B. And I sing French, English, and Creole, so all of that where I was able to just create my own unique sound.
Yeah, there's so many components in your music that you're adding all together that it really does have an impact on the listener that's listening to your music, right? You're putting Afro-Caribbean music on the map, right? You're creating a new niche, and not only that, you're getting new people that are listening to our music. So we appreciate that on our end.
Thank you.
What do you have to say, Zoe?
Yeah, like you said it right there, and I just wanted to ask, like you said, you talked about your Afro-Caribbean compa. How does your cultural influences infuse like your music? Like, what did you try to get out of this album? Like, how did you mix it in?
Like that creative process overall.
Honestly, overall, it starts in the beginning where like why I got into Afro-Caribbean music. I used to sing, the R&B and hip hop. Like I used to be in SHN back in the day, and it was easy to do like R&B and hip hop. But then I realized like I wasn't connecting it. I didn't feel fulfilled. So it was when there was the earthquake in Haiti in 2010. That's what really pushed me to like want to connect with the people, with the culture, and see how I can make a difference.
Yeah, how you can have an impact.
Some type of impact. So I started getting to the Zouk, started to get the compa, and then that's when like I just never left. And that's basically I've always wanted to create an Afro-Caribbean project. It just hasn't been easy in the last 10 years because I literally been trying to do an album for the last 10 years. It's been a ghetto experience. But I'm happy that I was able to still stay true to myself, not try to feed into sounds that don't define me as an artist, that doesn't align with me. Stay true to myself and then, just release it. And like people that don't listen to compa at all, like, or just like Haitian music, like sending messages like, yo, the album is great, congratulations, and like if you took the time to listen to my album, that means I did my part. I did, like that was my goal. You know what I'm saying? Like just sharing my music with different people, putting a new, because people think that like African music is only just in Creole, but like there's so much more we can do. Make it more like international.
Universal.
You're
Exactly.
diversifying the genre
Exactly.
in general, right? So with your experience overall, it's I don't know. It's again, the album sounded really nice.
Thank you.
I kind of wanted to like we're kind of going off track, but that song again for you. I was listening to it the other day.
That's the one that hits for you. Okay,
man.
Okay.
I don't know. There's two songs for me. I'll be real. So there's For You and there's the song Montel.
Montel, okay.
Yo, you're gonna have to talk to me about
touched
that
you?
one.
It touched you or what?
Hey, you know what? I can relate.
You can relate. You can relate.
I can relate. That sounds like you just listen to the story, and it's intriguing. Tell people like what was your. We'll start with For You because I know For You right now is just blowing up in general. Tell us about your experience in creating that song.
For You, so I got the beat online in like 2021, and then like I was just scrolling. It was like almost my birthday, and I was like, you know what, this is my next track. And then after that, like I had the beat, but like I never knew what to do with it. So I went to Jeff, and I'm like, yo, Jeff,
what are we gonna do?
I don't know what to do with the song. He's like, yo, just get in the boot and just sing some melodies. So we did that, and then what I always do is I always make Jeff do melodies too, because Jeff want to retire so bad. But no, he's not. Like he's way too amazing. I have to put him to work exactly. So him and we did the melodies together, and then he built the song with the melodies. And then it was during the pandemic, so I was so on FaceTime, me, Era, and Daressa, we wrote the song in like an hour. Basically,
wow.
we wrote the song in an hour. Like it was just great vibes, like I don't like me and Jeff wrote the hook. And we never really have like themes. We just like go with the vibe. We just write it. But then like the rest of the song, me and Daressa and Era wrote it, and that's pretty much that. Yeah. And then Velvet was also in the studio helping us with all the arrangements and all that stuff. And then
shout out DJ Velvet.
Yeah, shout out DJ Velvet, DJ of the year. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to the album. Like you called it AMONI.
Yeah.
Right. What's the inspiration behind the name of the title? And also, like, how was the process writing it?
AMONI is Haitian Creole for harmony. The reason why so basically my friend Bernie also helped me come up with the title, but the reason why I called it AMONI is one, for the last 10 years of my life, there's been a lot of growth in my personal and professional life as well, where a lot of like little things that have happened that shaped me to be the person that I am today. So and like the title, the meaning of harmony is like different elements building a sound. So pretty much that's what I felt, that different elements in my life helped me be the artist that I am today. So I wanted to call it harmony, but then I want to always stay true to my culture. So AMONI to make it more unique.
Yeah, it makes sense. Hey, I like that.
And the writing process, creative process, it was when I released Fantasy, I was like, hey, I want to do an album. So I thought the album was going to be called Fantasy. I thought the album was going to come out in 2021, 2022, never happened. Like, it's like life really humbles you, like if it's not in God's plan, like you literally just gotta wait. So I had to learn that the hard way. I was very fortunate to meet some very creative people to work on this album. So my boy Didi, he really was a pioneer, like to help me a lot on this album. He produced Daddy's Little Girl and Monteur, and he helped me write on those songs as well. Jeff Sannon engineered practically the whole album. He saved a lot of songs because like one thing I've learned is like you don't like just because I buy a beat from you, I don't have to work with you because like people don't know how to mix your voice properly. It doesn't sound right, but like Jeff is my person. Like I'm never ever going to somebody else. I'm going to Jeff only. So it's like Jeff had to save like 2 songs on the album because they sounded trash when I got back to mixing, mastering. And I also wanted to have a lot of female presence on my album, so I linked up with Duressa, Era, DJ Velvet, Magdala as well, and also like my friends in the background helped me. So Olivia helped me a lot with like logistics stuff. My girl Daphne as well helped a lot. Bernie helped me a lot with like the design of the
The
album.
album?
Like
Okay.
we both did it,
Yeah.
and yeah, and just different people just always helping. Who else helped a lot? Like an Era wrote a lot of songs with me too.
That's good to hear.
And you also executive produced this album as well.
Yeah, so
Talk to
maybe
us about that, because it's the first time I see an artist take on full control
Yeah.
of their whole platform. So
that's a whole
that's
project that
a
you're
big
taking
step
control of,
right there.
thank
know?
you.
Yeah.
Like back in 2018, like I wasn't happy with the management that I was with. Like I felt like I was being held back and like nothing was happening. And I feel like I was like, you know, if you love something, you can't let people get in your way.
Yeah.
So I decided to take full control of my career and my music. And I told myself, like, no matter what, I'm I'm fully taking control. So it's like I have a distribution deal with this label,
Okay.
but I told them, like, I went to see my lawyer and I was like, you know, I want full control of everything.
Yeah.
So make sure that, like, you know, I put in the hours of working. If I need help, like, I'm gonna, you know, reach out to the label, but like I did everything by myself because I just feel like it's more rewarding, you know? It's like this is my baby, you know? So
Yeah.
it's
It's
like
so
I
good.
want to be able to do
It's your
everything.
project.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
want to do everything.
And then no one can say the final say. It's you,
Yeah.
right? So at the end
Exactly.
of the day, once it's distributed,
Yeah.
you can't complain about the
Yeah.
project because this is what you
'Cause
want.
yeah,
Right?
Exactly.
No, that's
You're
beautiful.
the ones that were,
That's
you know,
beautiful.
had the creative properties of it. in that
Exactly.
sense. And you know, it's also a good thing to hear that you have such a team that is willing to help out so much overall with
Yeah.
the entire creation of your album. Speaking of which, you know, your fans have been eagerly anticipating the release of this album since the last time we even spoke about it. You were already working on it overall. Is there a particular song that you find that you believe your audience will resonate deeply with in general?
Definitely Upata Femsa. So I had my album release concert 2 weeks ago, and like I asked the crowd like overall on social media, I'm like, what song like are you looking forward to? What's your favorite? And Upata Femsa came back a lot. So at the show, I told musicians, all right, we're gonna start with this song, but like I'm gonna let them sing it before we do.
Yeah.
So I started singing it, and I just let them sing. They took over, and I was
Okay.
like, okay,
Just to see if there was
okay,
traction
yeah.
or
No, that's
something.
love
Oh,
right
they
there.
said it with their full chest, like everybody.
Yeah, say it with your chest.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. So I was like, all right. So that song for sure. A lot of people. It's circulating on TikTok as well. Online it's performing really well too. But that FEMSA, so that's the song that people really like.
That I need to listen to. Okay, that's interesting. Definitely interesting. You know, in general, as a Caribbean artist, how do you see your role in preserving the cultural richness of our Caribbean culture throughout your music?
I'd say just, you know, staying true to who I am, really. Like I love my culture. I love compa so much. Like I can die listening to compa for the rest of my life. Like I love compa. And like I'm proud of what I'm doing. Like I went to Florida like in May, and then this guy's like, I don't listen to compa, and I'm like, no, you don't listen to like the right
Yeah, the
music,
right
no,
compa.
you know. So I put him on some music, but then I threw my song in there, and
You have to put
I
him
didn't
on
say
the
nothing. I was like, I didn't like because like I had met him just like that. Like I didn't even tell him who I was. I just threw it in there, and then he's like, oh, this is actually good. He's like, you can actually sing compa and stuff like other than Creole. I was like, yeah, and I was like, that's me by the way, and he's like.
Oh,
He's like, oh, you know, I was like, yeah. So I was like, you know, I was like, don't. It's like it's up to us as Haitians to preserve and uplift the culture, you know. And it's like we're the new generation. It's like we got to be able to, you know,
push our culture.
push our culture. Like for example, this artist in New York, Jose Del P, he also just released an amazing album, and he sampled like I think it's like Tropicana, I think, like and like just like taking that old sound, creating something new. It's like staying true to the culture, but showing something new. Like that's amazing, you know. So it's like stuff like that I want to like
It's
do as well.
refreshing,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I want to do as
It's
well. You know, just keep pushing the culture.
yeah, having the creative liberties to push the culture in general.
Okay. And speaking on that for the culture, right? How has your experience? Because you said this was 10 years in the making, right? This
About the
album.
tenure.
So pretty much talk to us about your experiences and your travels that like influenced like your writing and your theme. Like for example, some of your songs you have it in English, sometimes you have it in Creole and French. So how do you decipher when you hear a nice
Yeah.
beat, decide which language to come about? Because it's tough, you know.
Honestly, from the first listen, I kind of already have a vibe of what the song is gonna sound like. So it's like I listen to the song, and I'm already like, yeah, this is gonna be in Creole. This is gonna be in French. I only have one Creole song on the album. It's my first Creole song.
Hmm.
Because I always said I want to do a Creole song, but it's like I speak Creole, I write in Creole,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know how to express myself in Creole.
Yeah.
Because like we speak Creole here, we're good. But you go to Haiti and like you
Mhm.
speak to them, you don't
And you're like,
understand
yeah,
nothing
and
of
you're
what
like,
they're
whoa,
saying.
whoa, whoa.
So I didn't want to write a song and then like they're experiencing and they're like that like what are you talking about? It's like that's also not fair, So I was just like
That's sauce.
exactly. So it's like I linked up with like one of my guys, his name is Gael, and like he wrote the verses for me. And then that's how I was able to like like example like find like something like that to do like a Creole song when I first heard the beat for Daddy's Little Girl.
Mhm.
And like that beat specifically, like my boy was just playing it like that, and he was just like, so if you beat, and I'm like, no, play that back.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I want that beat. He's like, I played it. He's like, I made this beat in 2010.
Yes.
Nobody wants this beat. I was like, I want the beat.
Yeah.
I was like, remake it, polish it.
Yes.
I got you. I was like, I promise I'll give you something good. So then we came up with Daddy's Little Girl. But yeah, so a lot of my personal life, like every time like we're about to write a song,
Yeah.
it's like what do we want to talk about, So it's like, for example, Montel, we were in the studio
Mhm.
and I was like, I don't want to talk about love. I want to talk my shit.
Yes.
I wanna talk shit. I wanna throw
Get it off
something
your
under the bus,
chest.
And then we were just talking, and then like we talked about like my dating experiences,
Yeah.
and I just wrote it,
Put it all out there.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of the songs, like it's like my personal life, like my past relationships, current relationship, and yeah,
People resonate to that, though,
exactly.
right?
People
Yeah.
resonate to that.
They feel as if, you know what, it's such a real perspective, and you know what, I'm
Like-
able to relate to that in the way that like
Mhm.
I can see myself in that situation, and I can
Yeah.
see myself this happening to me, and yeah, that's how you really connect with your audience, right? Is
Exactly.
by making relatable music and having them trying to put the pieces together.
Mhm.
It's good overall for
For
the overall
example,
picture.
for your team that you write with, are they speaking their are you taking their stories, or are you also
Yeah.
mixing it yours? Is it all personally
It's all
Jessie, or
personal.
is it a mixture of things?
No,
Or
Yeah.
is it-
it's all
Oh,
my
wow.
stories.
It's
Okay.
your
Like
story, bro.
every single song, there's a name attached to it.
So,
Every
so
single one.
loyalty, there's a person that did 30 missed calls.
Yup.
Ah,
Attached.
shit.
Yup.
Yeah, man. I don't know
Yep.
you are, bro, but hey, that's a deep song right there. 30 missed calls, eh? Okay.
That's what it
I
is.
hope you found what you was looking for, as you said, man. Oh, shit.
Period.
Oh, man.
Earlier you were kind of listing a list of people you collaborated with, right? And I would imagine collaborators bring a fresh and new perspective
Yeah.
in creating new music. Who else did you work with on this album? I know you kind of gave it like a whole list, but like how was it working with them? And tell us about your creative direction.
So I worked with Jeff Sanin. Like I'm working with him since like 2009, to be honest.
Yeah, wow.
I worked with oh my God, I want to forget some people. Worked with Era, Duressa, Gael, Magdala, DN, um, DPM, Ralph MMG from New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Hold on. Let's look at this. Let's look at this.
So good, man. You saw this. You saw this. That's what's
Shout
up.
out.
Let's get it. You know what I mean?
Joe Gaze. And then my friends wrote on the song. So Alvin, my cousin wrote on the song as on the album as well. Oh, Eddie P produced Loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
produced
all right.
Loyalty.
That's
Jay
what's up.
Gamaliels did Upata Femsa. Yeah, Didi he did Moteur and Daddy's Little Girl. D-Boy did the original Fantasy, but Ralph MMG did the remix of Fantasy.
Yeah.
And then and then Doresta as well. She produced the intro
Okay.
of the
Wow.
So you've had a lot of collaborators
Yeah.
working on this project. It must have not always been perfect. Tell us about a
No.
time when you kind of had a bad experience overall.
It's like,
You gotta shout names. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
put
don't
them
have to
in the
put
bus.
no names
No,
on
no,
wax. I mean, yeah, for sure, for sure,
but
for sure.
it's just overall, you know, as a black woman in the industry, I feel like, you know, like unfortunately it's a male dominant industry, and I feel like they can, comme ils pensent qu'ils peuvent se permettre.
Take
Mhm.
advantage.
In a sense that, like, you know, for example, it's like I'm waiting for songs longer than other people, you know. So it's like I saw like one of my producers, like I recorded Plus Jamais Seul in November 2020.
Okay, 3 years ago almost.
I got the mix and master. You ready?
Yeah.
July 31st, 2021.
Wow. That's
A
ridiculous.
year
Yeah.
ago from 2 years.
That's almost
Literally
yeah.
July, like
Yeah.
literally
Almost
like
2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
almost a year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally
that's
almost a year
not
waiting
that's
for it.
doing that.
That's
And this
ridiculous.
person is like literally like releasing songs
Uh-huh.
No.
left and right. My
Yeah.
shit come, you know, fuck him, took my
Yeah,
money, man.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
all
for
my
sure.
song, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And it's like usually I would just say, you know what, like fuck it. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna move on from the song. But like I was I made the decision to be very intentional with my music.
100%.
And I knew that I recorded the song for a reason.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I knew that song was gonna go somewhere. So I was like, I'm gonna have to wait for the song.
Of course.
Mhm.
You know? So
It's a part of your project, right?
Exactly.
It's something that you've envisioned overall since the beginning. So why would you? That's messed up. Think about
Yeah.
it. You're waiting. You have your entire project in place. You have your song that's ready.
no, I waited a lot.
And you're
So
paying
in
someone.
that
And that's,
process, sorry to
yeah,
cut you off. So in that process, are you still recording, or you're like,
yeah.
because of that, I don't want to record them because you don't want to have that same type of experience?
I'm more intentional. So it's
Okay.
like I can still work with you to a certain extent.
Uh-huh.
But you know, it's like, for example, like I'm gonna get beats from you, okay, cool, no problem. But like my studio is Real House of Ensemble. I'm only going there
Yeah.
because they understand my work ethic.
Mhm.
They also give us the same energy where it's like I want my music back by like
Yeah.
a certain time. And obviously, I'm not expecting my songs to be mixed and mastered as I leave the studio.
For sure.
But I'm not gonna be waiting 8 months for a song.
No,
That's
that's
fun. You know
ridiculous.
what I mean?
Of
Like
course,
time is
yeah.
money. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
and it's like you pay for the service, so it's like run me
Complete
my
the
shit.
task.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Mhm. Mhm.
stuff like that, and also collaborate with other
No
people.
real shit. Run that shit.
I like that.
What you mean?
Yeah.
If you pay for it, get the service. That's what it is. If you didn't pay for it, then that's a different story. But
No,
if you
run me
paid
my
for it,
shit.
yeah,
No
run
shit,
that
I
shit.
agree with you.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
also like collaborate with other people, you know, different energies, different personalities
Yeah.
has not always been the easiest,
Mhm.
I would say. It's still a learning experience. Some people I'm like, I will never work with you ever again.
Yeah.
Like, thank
Yeah.
you for the experience.
One and
But
done.
one
Yeah.
and done, like
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, it's a learning experience. It was my first album, not my last, and I just wanted to make something great, you know, like because
Mhm.
it's easy to just like, you know, put songs together and call it an album, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I didn't want this album just to be something that you're just gonna play and then you go back to whatever. Like I want like you grab something from it and like, you know, you carry on
It
Yeah.
with you.
resonates with you
Yeah.
and
For
you
sure.
carry
For
a
sure.
part of
Yeah.
it with you, right? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. Were you ever emotionally affected by the music that you were making overall?
Yeah. Daddy's Little Girl was a hard song to record.
Okay.
It's like, you know, in my adult life I realized like, you know, there's like some, you know, I never realized I had daddy issues.
Mhm.
So you know, so it's like writing a song about it was quite challenging
Mm-hmm.
and made me realize that like, yeah, there's a lot that you haven't, you know, said to your old man, you know. But I wrote the song so he heard it
Yeah,
and you know,
facts. It's a way of it's a way of you
And
dealing with it, right?
when you wrote the song, how did he feel?
Yeah.
If you want to share
Has he
that,
heard
you know?
it?
so we haven't spoken about it,
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
but oh, we keep going.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so we haven't spoken about it, but my sister was like, "Bitch, you need to tell dad you wrote a song about it." And I'm like, "Yo, he'll hear it.
Surprise.
He'll hear it.
On the radio.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
It is what it is, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, that's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
so
Still no comment on the
he sent me a text and he was like, "Great album, great performance. This is a stellar project." Da da da. And I was like, "Thank you." You
That's
know,
real.
if he
That's
that's it. So he
Oh.
heard it.
That's what's up. Yeah.
there was no more probing like, hey,
So-
what did you think about the
it took everything in me. And I feel like, so what do you think about Daddy's Little Girl? But I'm like, let me not.
You don't want to.
Let me chill.
You know what I mean?
Because one thing about me, I love choosing violence, you know? So
Oh,
let me
Oh
chill.
wow!
Let me chill.
Good. We wouldn't expect that from this, this harmony album
Yeah.
that you're talking about.
Oh,
you know,
no.
right?
Oh, no, loyalty, I'm choosing violence.
Facts.
Menteur.
Pas ta
Yeah,
femme ça,
you're not
menteur.
playing.
Menteur,
Violence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You
telling
know, you're the first version of Menteur.
Mhm.
At the end of Menteur,
Yeah.
like the original version,
Yeah.
I was cussing.
Yeah.
I was like, bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me take this out. Just
Yeah, relax.
I'm like,
Relax.
I'm telling you, I heard this. I'm like, man, she's really trying to put a
So
message out.
just onto that point, like you just said, you was in your shit, you was in your bag.
yo,
So what emotions do you want your listeners to come from, like to get out of this experience from Amoni? You know, like
everything. I want them to feel everything, like every single song. That is this even to this down to the sequencing of the album. It was intentional. So it's like Amoni, like the intro. I told my girl, I was like, you know what, you've done so much on this album. You know, you've seen me in all of my like tout dans tous mes états. So I was like, I want you to write an intro. So she wrote the intro, and it talked just about like my growth. Been through shit with music and men, and like just that how like there's so much growth since then. So all of that, and like um it was really important for me to work with those people too, like like Jeff and Era, like they've been holding me down for like the last 10 years, and like without them, like I don't think this album would be half of what it is, so really grateful.
Okay. And like for you, what was your favorite? Like, what is like the one where it's like, listen, if you're gonna listen to Amoni, you need to listen to this track.
Yeah,
Stop
actually,
playing with me. This is the one.
It's
This is what stands
hard.
out. Or if it's not, maybe there's 2 or 3. But for me, I would say loyalty. You know what I mean?
You like
I like the
Loyalty?
way you talking shit on that.
Thank
You
Yeah,
like
you.
loyalty?
I like the way you
Loyalty
talking
was
shit on
dope.
that. Yeah.
Me to me,
Because
it's for you, bro.
I
For
never
you was a
understood
song for me.
30
Guy.
missed calls. I'm like, damn, after 3, give it up. You know what I mean? Like 30. Talk to you, bro. You see red, hey man.
Yeah,
On to the next, it wasn't meant to be. You feel me? That's how I feel, man. Everyone's dedicated, man. That's
Which
dedication.
was
Man.
yours?
Wow.
I don't know. Like I guess I have to say Pyjama Sir.
Yeah.
Because that's me and Amy's baby.
Okay.
Like that was the first track. We're like, you know what? If you can do this, imagine an album, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
stop
Pretty
playing,
much. Pretty
So
much. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the one that really started. And if I have to choose another one,
Like, which one did you have most fun with?
Ou pas ta femme ça.
Yeah, we better have stuff
So
for real, eh?
that one was like I got the beat from Jim Agalios, and I'm like, yo, send me a beat, but I'm like, I don't want no compa Nintendo. Like, give me like an actual, give me like because bro, to me, because
Mario Brothers.
because every time I ask for like a beat compa, it's soft, and I'm like, no, give me, give it to artists. Like, I want that like aggressive.
No, you
compa,
want that
yeah.
real shit, yeah. Let's touch the
Killing me
world.
right
You know?
now.
Yeah.
And like he sent me the beat like it was on like midnight,
Yeah.
and then like I'll never forget this. I looked at my phone and I'm like, nah, go to bed tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I got up, I heard the beat immediately. I went to my computer, I wrote the hook.
Yeah,
Immediately. And I called him like, yo, come, thank you, come t'as compris.
Understood, yeah.
That's not, So, and when I wrote the song, I wrote the verse, and then I was just like, you know what? I could continue, but I feel like this song deserves a feature.
Yeah.
So then, like, immediately I thought about my boy DN. And shout out to him for like accepting, because like he's out here, so he's killing it. So like, and then like just us collabing, that was great. It was fun, but that song, avait comme the ups and downs for that song. Like
No,
my studio didn't work for him. I hated his studio as well. And then when I kept arguing with his sound engineer, I'm like, yo, listen to my draft and fix the song like that.
Yeah.
I sounded so bad.
Okay.
She just come, no, I'm not going down like that. So I'm like, you know what? Send me the stems. I went to Jeff. I'm like, please fix the song. And Jeff saved the song, and that's how it sounds like that on the album. So shout out to Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff.
Jeff is putting in work. All right. What's the overall mood, like the theme of the mood of your album that you want to, essentially be captured, and you want your listeners to be captivated by?
Because you say you promote violence, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know, like, is that what we want, or are we looking for a little bit in between?
I don't want peace. I want.
Probably.
Want to stir it up?
I would say
Law 40.
I would say growth. Because I talk about all of this, like the shit I've been through, and basically, like, if you know me on a personal level, but also like just listening to my album and how like I sequenced it, you also see and feel the growth as well. So so I would say growth. Like the oldest song on the album is Car Espoir. Like that was recorded 10 years ago.
Wow.
But
you
we
couldn't
just
even tell.
but we just
Yeah,
never
yeah.
we just never did anything with, like, Jeff is the one that sent me the beat. He's like, yo, I wrote a verse and a hook. What do you think? And I liked it, but we just never did anything with it. So then I came back with him like, yo, Jeff, I'm putting this on the album. And he's like, why? And I'm like, good song, bro. Like, I'm not gonna let the song go.
That just
And then he's just like, he's like, fine. And
Someone's gonna like it, right?
yeah, like, and I'm surprised that people actually liked it, because I was like, can't just met comme ça, because I need the song to be released
Out there.
and then so I can say I'm done with the song. But like, yeah, people really like it.
No, you know what? I see that in that sense because, like, listen, why just have the song in the chamber and not do anything with it when you can actually have it, put it out there, and see what goes out of it, right? People might like it, people might not, but at least it's out there. And
Exactly.
it's your creative property, so I definitely
Exactly.
And
agree with you on
yeah.
that one.
Sorry. So yeah, and I just wanted to ask you, like, what do you want to share with the people, like, like the behind the scenes, the experience that you had creating this album? And for me personally, I want to know, when was the day you're like, hey, it's a wrap, we got it,
That's
it's
the
done.
one.
You know what I mean, Jeff, do your thing.
Yeah.
I'm done. Done recording. Listen, that's a personal for me. Yeah.
Well,
The last, so there's one song we had to remix and master.
Mhm.
The album was done since February 2023,
Okay.
but I had to make some adjustments. So like on May 10th,
Mhm.
I submitted the album to my label,
Mhm.
and then I'll never forget, it was May 27th that I got the date that when my album's gonna be released.
Released it.
And I remember I was in my car, I was just crying. Like, I was
That's
just
what's up. Your
crying.
standing ovation moment.
Yeah, and then I had a show the same day, and like I'm performing,
Yeah.
and then I feel like I want to cry, and I'm like, "Yo, come que está?" Like,
Yeah.
And then at the end of my performance, I just start crying, and I'm just like, "Cat." First of all, I'm a thug, you know.
Shit, eh?
He's like
Huh?
that, you know.
Dogs do cry too, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Too much of
After like I was like, why am I crying? I was like, oh, because your album's coming out. So like I told the audience, I was like, yo, by the way, you know, my album's dropping next month. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I'm crying, because it's a surreal moment for me.
For sure.
Been through a lot. Many times I wanted to give up. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck music. I have a good job.
Yeah.
I have a degree.
Yeah.
Fuck music.
Yeah.
Like it's because like it's not music the problem. It's like it's the business. It's people that make it difficult.
Yes.
You know. So I had to, it all came back that I had to remember why I'm doing it and why I love it. It's like I've been singing since I was 3 years old.
Imagine that.
And I've been performing ever since. So it's like me giving up on music. I'm give up on myself.
Yeah.
You
You're
know.
giving a part
Part of your
yourself,
life,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I really had to keep fighting for my love for music continuously.
Mhm.
So like this album was like an extremely learning experience of what I'm able to by myself, and when I allow people in my space as well.
Mhm.
I also took a lot of vlogs for behind the scenes, so you can check out my YouTube channel to check out some behind the scenes of like the album. So I thought it was important to document those type of stuff. You know what I mean?
sure.
Because it's like it's a moment.
Yeah.
And like this is my baby,
Mhm.
like like my first project, and it's like I'm hoping that I'll be able to like release more projects,
One
like
better.
in the upcoming years, but like
Yeah.
with this project, I'll be able to
Mhm.
take this and go places.
And question for you: why did you decide 10 songs?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know what was so special about 10, or is it just a reason? Or just
Because I like even numbers.
all right,
All right, fair enough.
It was supposed to be like 11. I was like, yuck.
No.
So I took off
Took
that
off on
song.
one.
Yeah,
Okay,
it wasn't
okay,
for me. Because I was gonna put Fantasy, the original, on the album, but I was like,
Let's
why?
leave it off.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, there's no
The
reason. So
remix is beautiful.
I just put the remix and
Mhm.
yeah.
No, I like that.
I like that a lot. Afro-Caribbean culture is, very vibrant in nature. Did it have an impact overall on the creative aspect of your music overall? Like for your album cover, how did you come up with,
The album cover
Mhm.
was creatively directed by Bernie.
Okay.
So visuals, she helped me a lot. Like she has an amazing eye.
Mhm.
And then we went to Santo Grial, amazing photographer in the city, and we told him we had a vision of just having like a close up.
Mhm.
And yeah, we had like different ideas with the mood board and all that stuff. And then like just talking, I felt like he understood. And then he just took like amazing shots, like for the album cover. And I felt like it makes a statement, It's so yeah, that's pretty much how we came up with it. Like it was like we did it in his basement, and like like when I got that, I was like, oh, this kind of looks weird, but like, so this he's a crazy
Yeah.
photographer,
Mm-hmm.
You made it
crazy.
work.
Oh, he's amazing. Like, I recommend him to anybody for like if you want to enhance like your visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely
Just
the
let him
person
work.
to go to. Yeah, he's
Let the
dope.
man work.
Period.
Okay, okay, I hear that. Um, in the broad scheme of things, this is, as you mentioned, essentially, this is your first project, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the narrative for the grand scheme of what you want to accomplish in general? Because this is the first of many albums, as
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned. What else are we to look out for overall? I know this is kind of soon to ask because your album just came out.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're already working on or in general, or it's just, let it sit and let's see where it goes from here?
So definitely now the goal is just to, keep promoting the album.
Hmm.
In today's age, you only need the internet. You just have to sell yourself.
Yeah,
So, because the algorithm is just weird. So you just have to, keep promoting
pushing.
yourself. Exactly. So when
Yeah,
like on my TikTok, for example, it's like I post different things, but I'm always putting my own music,
yeah.
just because you never know
Who's watching?
who's watching. Exactly. And
Hmm.
like just with that, it's like there was a boost in my music in France, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm allowing myself to just I'm giving myself grace.
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm allowing myself to take a break from the creating part. Now it's just like, putting all the work. Like I had a album release concert a few weeks ago,
Hmm.
Okay.
and like I planned everything from A to Z by myself. So that was a lot.
I
Yeah.
would imagine, yeah.
But it was overall an amazing experience.
Hmm.
There was 200 people that came out that night, and that was my goal. Like I wanted to have my own album release concert for my project, so I'm really grateful about that. Now it's more just like continue to promote the project, do my performances here and there. I'm starting to get some beats to start working on something else, but like I
Yeah.
really want this project to have its shine. So it's like I'm thinking like max 18 months
Yeah,
Okay.
to
of
just see
like
the
of just on
results.
this album
Yeah,
Okay.
just pushing it
before
out
I
there.
start releasing like new music
Of
again,
course, no, it makes sense.
Okay.
And other than that, I started mentoring younger artists. So
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
my focus is to help younger Black women in the music industry, just because like with my experience, I've been through like the lies, like the wasting time, or like men trying to take advantage of you,
Mm-hmm.
people that are gatekeeping, you know what I mean? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I've been in the game for like over 10 years, and then I felt like, if I can do anything for, younger women, I'd like to just help them navigate the business
Yeah,
in a more safer way,
Mm-hmm.
more like, more authentic.
pragmatic.
Exactly,
Yeah,
And that's
living.
So
important. That's very
exactly,
important.
because
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, like it's easy to get lost,
100%. Yeah.
and like so I'm really grateful. Like I never really had that type of like support, but
Mentoring and
I'm
stuff.
grateful that
Yeah.
I'm able to, provide my expertise to, the
Mm-hmm.
younger
Yeah,
audience,
no,
younger artists, sorry.
no, for
And that's
sure. I
good
definitely
because it's like
understand.
you're trying to pass it forward, right? Because a lot
Right.
of people, it's like, well, listen, if I struggled, figure it out on your own, right? And you're like, nah, I don't want those type of mistakes to be
Exactly.
passed on.
Yeah,
So,
people will
no,
give you
kudos
the
to you for that. You know what I
they'll
mean?
give you
Hmm.
their whole rigmarole where they're making you, go in
Hmm.
circles while you can actually, put your talent to use, right?
Facts.
So
Hmm.
Facts.
it's definitely a big
Yeah.
big step in that sense.
Okay.
How do you find that Caribbean music, Afro-Caribbean music in general, has had a leverage on those unique qualities in your new album overall?
Oh wow. I'm always listening to Haitian music like compa and zouk all the time.
Okay.
And one thing that I love about like our music is that how we're very specific with the instruments,
Hmm.
like every single instrument on like the on tracks they shine. So I wanted to overall promote that in my project, but also, reach new people. So it's like, I can do Afro Caribbean music, and loyalty is, I don't even know what type of music it is. I think it's like R&B, I guess, je sais pas.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
like stuff like that, where it's like I'm just able to do different things
Hmm.
while still promoting the culture, you know?
Hmm.
So having so many new music to look up to, like I really look up to Rachel a lot. And I
Hmm.
love what she's doing right now.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's, it's like looking up to those type of artists, listening to type of music, and just studying the music as well.
Hmm.
Like I'm taking notes all the time of like what I want my sound to be like,
Hmm.
what's my goal and all that stuff. So like a lot of that was able to, like with the planning of doing my album as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And on that note, I want to ask you because you just said that you've been listening to a lot of Haitian compa music, right?
Hmm.
do you have a Mount Rushmore? And what that means is like, do you have like four of the greatest that you said that you look up to, and that this is this is their influence that made you come into the music game that you already know?
Yeah.
If not four, you can name two, three, whatever your list is, and it's no in particular order. So don't feel offended if this comes out. This is Jesse's list, and you know what I mean.
My
So
list.
that's what it is, you know, on straight facts. You know?
So okay, if we're going straight, just compa. So I have
Yes,
Rachel,
for sure.
her story, her music, her growth as an artist
Mm-hmm.
are respected. Plus, she's a Leo, big Leo.
You already know this is our time,
Big
man. You
Leo.
feel me? Like, yo, that's what we do. We shine. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
And then I really like Zafem. They have an album that came out called Last,
Mhm.
and like their promotion, the quality of the music,
Mhm.
honestly, hands down, like I respect it so much. Like they're dope. I've I mentioned earlier Huzi Delpe. I don't listen to much of his music, but his last project,
Mhm.
very impressive. Like I was very, very impressed with that.
Mhm.
And I guess last I would say Japot.
Okay.
This is
Japot, yeah.
the like I'm a person I like you can like a Haitian song, no, like a compa song, no problem.
Mhm.
But to me, it doesn't mean anything until I hear it live.
That's
When
true.
I know if you actually are playing it right.
Yes.
You know?
Okay.
It
You
was
know what I'm
just hit
saying?
different. Yeah, I
It's
feel
it's a creating a new experience. So
Mhm.
Japot, I saw them play at the Festival Musique Creole in Montreal, and I've
Yeah.
heard them on SoundCloud, and yo,
Mhm.
they're killing it.
You're killing it, huh?
So yeah, that's my top
Okay.
four.
Hey, man. We approve that list here on Straight Facts, man. Ain't that right,
Big
Sosa?
compa.
That's facts.
Big compa.
And then finally, like, as an Afro Caribbean artist, what do you want your legacy to be with this album and with future projects that you're gonna come out with?
Yeah, like what do you want to leave behind overall?
What do you want the
people
world to?
to know?
Because
you
we know
for?
you, Jessie Simmons. You know what I mean? You came here last time. You blessed us with Plus Jamais Seul. And now you got AMONI. So
Yeah.
what else? What the world
Yeah.
should know? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good question.
That's what we do
Yeah,
out
it's
here on
always like
Straight
your
Facts.
facts. We
man.
ask the right
We make
questions.
sure,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Already know.
I guess you know, just people remember me as like somebody that stayed true to their culture, for the love for music as well. You know, everybody's gonna say that they love music and all that stuff. Music for me, like it saved my life, it made my life. You know,
Mhm.
it's like it's part of my DNA.
Mhm.
It's my soulmate. It's part like c'est comme c'est mon âme, ça fait partie de mon âme. You know,
Mhm.
so it's like music has just done so much wonderful things for me, and I love how people feel when they listen to my music. I love singing, you know, so it's like I just want people to just remember that I loved music.
Yeah.
That's real. That's what we are. That's what I want to know.
No, that's a genuine and holistic, and we
And
appreciate that.
yeah,
Definitely.
Thank
definitely
you.
do.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
And just wanted to know, is there any tours coming with this?
Yeah. Any live performances?
Because people need to hear this. It's not just something you bump in your car. Come see her in
It's
live
not just
concerts. You know
Spotify.
what I mean?
Like, it's not just go on Spotify and
it's not
listen
just
to
that.
music. You
It's
gotta,
not just that.
you
You
gotta
need to
put
go
the
see
time there,
this.
like.
Yeah, for
Indeed.
sure. Yeah.
So yeah, so I just had my album release concert a few weeks ago, and it was an amazing turnout.
Mhm.
Didn't think I'd be able to do it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw shade. I don't care. Like I had messaged some promoters. I was like, "Do you want to invest and like do this with me?" They were like,
They were hating.
they were hating. Like I don't think you can bring people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Wow,
Like,
Like,
they got that wrong.
I
Man.
was like, so like I stopped asking people,
Mhm.
and then but there was 200 people that came.
That's what's
Mhm.
up.
So like it was sold out.
Yeah.
And
There's interest somewhere, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, you know.
100%.
So now people are asking when's the next show. So now I know what I'm able to do by myself.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna be celebrating 10 years officially as Jessie Simmons in 2024.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do like a bigger event.
Yes.
Yeah.
More collabs and out as well. More collabs as well. Like I had a lot of people from Montreal that came to my show, and they were also down to collab.
Mhm.
So if Otto doesn't want to do it, I'm gonna go to Montreal by
Hey,
myself.
man. Don't sleep on
There's
her,
a big
Ottawa.
project
Wake
in the
up,
works,
man.
It's that
essentially.
big
Yeah,
big
yeah.
projects in the work. Like more music collabs. I'm gonna be starting to do some music videos.
Okay.
I just don't know which
Oh.
music videos I'm gonna do, but we're gonna start working on that. I'm working with
I'll
Tracy
give you a
Glenn.
suggestion
What's that,
right
Mata?
now. Do loyalty, and we got some people in the back can go do that 30 minutes calls. We got some people do that scene, bro. Shoes, yeah, I mean, trust. So,
That was really good. I'll give you that much, man. Hey.
Yeah, those will be interesting. Those two will be really interesting. I thought about it first too, but then I ended up because that was supposed to be the second single, but I ended up going with For You instead. I wanted something
Listen, you
hype.
gotta
You know?
warn you at first. You can't just go with the jugular right
Thank
there.
you.
Sometimes you just gotta go with what the fans want. Yo, For You, I'm telling you, when I heard that song,
Thank you.
that was the one for me, man. Hey,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Anything else you want to let the
Yeah.
world know here on Straight Facts? This is your time. You know,
Yeah.
this is your moment to shine. You know?
Give them
Yeah,
the
so
socials.
go stream and download AMONI. It's available everywhere.
All
Follow
platforms.
me on social media, Jessie Simmons Music, Jessie Simmons XO. And, be on the lookout, follow me, get on this train.
That's what's up.
And that is a wrap. Thank you so much for coming at Straight
you.